Okay. These parts are not connected yet. I just have them pinned. We have a lot to do, and we have very little time. Unless I extend stream. Well, I mean, we got an hour. Let's see what we can do in an hour first. So I definitely want to get the windows installed. Sounds like I'm talking about a car or a house. But it's a kitten bus. It is tiny kitten bus. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about distracting me. It's all good. I am good at the multitasking of the stabbies and the chatties. Speak of charities. How's it going? How is it going, my friend? Good amount of my regiment pulled. Nice. Heck yeah. But it's a very different. It is a very different thing. But why you do this? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and probably stab myself on those later. Put them all the way up there so I don't just accidentally nail my weenus with that. That is so. You guys are nailing it. I am so happy for you guys. Mm, yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna also have some more water. I'm trying to get America to join me in the event because it's also his charity. Oh, that'd be so cool. But yeah, long streams. This is why I have such a giant water bottle. I like making sure I don't run out. Let me look at my reference real quick. Where is my that one? Okay. Okay. It does not need to be that long. Today was the last day for the drive, but we are looking over 300% increase from that. Dang. Oh, that's cool. You used to do wrestling. That is awesome. Let's pull some of this up a little tiny bit because I put that down too low, and that is fine. There we go. We'll be able to clean up the edges when we put the orange on. So all of that is good because this one has a rim. This one has a frame to it. So it is all good. I can afford to be a little sloppy with it. Uh, that's the rough estimate. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. That is so exciting. You guys did so good. Ooh. Very impressive. I'm really proud of you, man. You guys are so good. 24 on the bottom, I think. Give it a little rub. Give it a little massage. Make sure that everything is Gucci and attached. But yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up too high with like current MCU stuff because I have some kitty theories, and I'm hoping that something like it will come about. But I'm also curious what they're actually planning because my friends and I were talking about how Rogue uh might be introduced because they've been talking about bringing Rogue in and giving her her comic book accurate backstory origin. Next year's event is still up in the air because I'm trying to figure out will be the next charity to donate to. Okay, it's gonna be hard for me since I have charity. I see, I see. Yeah, I don't know. It is good to be prepared, but if you don't know exactly what it's gonna be, then you can't really do much. I'm gonna pass out now. Oh no, he's faded fast. Oh no, Jacob. Thank you so much for coming in, friends. It's always lovely seeing you. I'm glad that you were able to come and visit. Thank you for letting me know how the charity is going. And I hope that you have wonderful dreams, okay? Okay, okay. Have good mush feeding or mush sleeping, however you decide to. Yeah. I'm in story fatigue with a lot of MC material because a fan of everything jumped. Because as a fan of the various comics and shows, it's been kind of frustrating. Oh, night night. I don't think I felt that quite until they started until Multiverse of Madness, where they were like, yeah, yeah, this is you're from Earth 616. I'm like, no, no, he's not. No, he's not. Give us a different Earth. Earth 616 has Oscorp in it. Okay, that just there are some things that I'm just like, they did, they did. I was really sad, like, and they actually have admitted to that. The director of that film actually admitted that uh, that particular movie should have happened later, but he wanted the glory of being able to do it, so he did it. There should have been one where Doctor Strange addressed what happened in Westview and tried to help her redeem herself in the eyes of the people and those that she had betrayed with her accidental magic, and uh and got to see her get to that point of desperation. I guess the Multiverse of Madness is their attempt to try and pull the X-Men into the main MCU. I can kind of, well, eh, see, I don't know. I don't know. Is that their attempt to try to get X-Men into it? Because showing a Charles Xavier from a different Earth is not a good way of implanting him into the main MCU line, because that's not 616. So it's rough. It's rough. I like the idea that because grief is not linear, even though we would like to see it in cinema, it is, even if you make a whole lot of progress, there are things that will still, like, they can knock you back to the beginning. His very talks has been something that my family donated to every year, and I want to continue the tradition. I want to do something bigger for a more needing charity. I mean, any charity is wonderful. The fact that you're wanting to help, just keep going as you are, friend. Uh, Writing on the wall seems to be that they're using the multiverse or multiverse event to pull in the X-Men, which is odd because thanks to Agents of Shield, they actually do have a means of pulling in the X-Men that would be canonical, would make sense, and I don't know why they're not pulling on it, because I don't know if you watched that series, but they have something that was called a Terrigenesis event, which is what caused people to start having mutant abilities pop up. And they even coined the phrase Terrigenesis when it came to Ms. Marvel. So I'm waiting in the wings to see what they're doing with that. But they did mention, right? It would make sense. It would make sense. Their explanation was that the Terrigenesis event ended up very accidentally infecting certain parts of the ocean, and the fish that came from those parts of the ocean, the people that consumed them, if they had a mutant ability within them, that would come forth. And I thought that was great because it's completely random. You might have one, you might not. You don't know what you're going to get if you do, and that might not even be the right fish. I actually created an OC based off of that. He was uh he was taking fish oil pills to help maintain his health while he was working out and ended up with a very not awesome ability. But doesn't make sense with regards to the two mutants that are considered the heads of the mutant movement. I mean, if you're talking about Xavier and Magneto, Escape Butler, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Clouder. I hope you enjoy your stay here. We are currently having Marvel theories and rants. Welcome in. Gotta go. Thank you for the stream. Hello. Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. It was lovely to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that you had a fun visit, and I hope that you have a wonderful time. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, all right, take care, friend. Magneto and Xavier, yes. I mean, that could all. Because I remember with Magneto's, his was a very sad story. Um, but his was induced through stress and experimentation, which I think would also be an accurate thing since his children also had their powers crop up because of experiments. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Other than playing any of the characters, yes, new characters. Picking up the two that were old enough to live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Um, and I feel like with, uh, right. Um, and the thing is that the accidental Terrigenesis event is not an isolated event. Well, because the people that had the Terrigenesis, they already had mutant abilities. They had already found the crystals. It's all it all has to do with alien DNA that was implanted on this planet by the Kree, who were trying to raise soldiers for an army, but then kind of went, oh, it evolved into these weird human things, and they're kind of self-destructive. I don't think we really want these as our soldiers. So they abandoned the project. So you could technically say that Xavier had been awoken by one of these radical groups that had access to the Terrigenesis crystals. You could even say that some of the experiments back there, back then with uh with Magneto actually had to do with those two. You could. It could work. Not just saying that because I also want Coulson to come back. Love Coulson. I get another kitty treat. Wow, so many treats. Again, I love like spitballing these things and how to make things work. That's one of my favorite things is finding connections where there might not necessarily have been one. I see in your I see you and your adorable ghosty feet. Hello. I appreciate your presence here. But know that people would be asking where they were during every major Marvel event ever. Well, considering that the school that Xavier has and was running is not sanctioned by the government, they would not be putting themselves out there because they are different. They are not a millionaire playboy in a robotic suit who is accepted because he has money and status. They are very different people and know that they would be ostracized by society and not seen as heroes. So there's a lot of that. But also they were busy doing their own battles, okay? It's kind of like how I explained that Hawkeye didn't help out in in No Way Home because you know he knows that Spider-Man is a kid. He knows that Spider-Man is a very young kid and an Avenger. And to have it publicized, like blaringly out there that he murdered somebody, Hawkeye would not take that lying down. He's a dad. He's a dad. He'd be fighting for that kid too. Like the whole taking him to court, all this stuff, all these things. Clint would have been right there. However, Hawkeye is happening at the exact same time, the series Hawkeye. And so he is really busy looking after Kate Bishop and trying to figure out who has his suit, who are these people, what is happening. So he's busy with his own thing and could not help Doctor Strange and him while they were doing that. So, there are things because otherwise it's like, well, where was Wanda when the sky was exploding and people were coming in? Wanda was looking at the dark hole and being very distracted. Um, the Wolverine and Sabretooth, they both during World War II originally, right, right. But also, I really, really, really want to see Wolverine and Captain America fighting in a battle together because they fought in World War II together. And yeah, he's being espresso depresso, and also I have a feeling that a lot of the times when they're like walking down the street and stuff like that, where it would be blaring in the news, hey, Spider-Man murdered Mysterio, all this stuff. Clint doesn't have his hearing aids. He can't hear. So he's literally turning a deaf ear to it because he can't. He probably had no idea it was happening until the after. Uh, Actually, no, he didn't even know about the aftermath because he completely forgot that Peter existed. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And yes, Coulson is so good. But I mean, if you were to bring in all of the Agents of Shield stuff, you you would have to accept that Quake exists, that Yo-Yo exists, that Mac took over Shield and did an amazing job after Coulson, and uh uh that oh shoot, who's that? Um, you'd have to accept that Ghost Rider exists as not Nicolas Cage. Dude, if you have not watched the Agents of Shield and seen their their iteration of Ghost Rider, you have not lived. That they have the Darkhold in that show. Yes. No, the guy that they had for this version of Ghost Rider was really good. Really good. But in that series, there is also a lot of time travel. Ad time. All right. I will see you when the ads are done. I should be paying more attention to that. Is my ad viewer actually on the ball? Are you actually doing the thing? All right. Yeah, you are. Nightbot, get on the ball. I'm gonna stab some stuff. And back. Yay! Welcome back. Welcome back from the void. Um, so what I was saying was, there is a very easy way to make that Agents of Shield series canonical, and that is taking into the fact that they often hop they time hop, they time travel, and in that sense, if they're in the past, when Thanos' snap happens, they would be protected, just like Ant-Man was in the quantum realm, because you're in a different place. Right now I'm working on Black Ribbon Banner to go to a fire department back in Connecticut. Their honor the fallen wall. That is amazing. That's amazing. I'm letting you know. That is so sweet of you to do. So yeah, there is a lot of time and space. There is a lot of time in the past, and I feel like the part in the past would have been when the snap happened. And then when they came back, it was like, well, it's already happened, so you know. And Agents of Shield ended before the whole blip would have been a thing. So like it ended before that 5 year gap. Or even when they're way in the future. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, there is a way to make all the puzzle pieces fit, but I don't know if they would want to go that route or just kind of have a couple of off things to explain it. Because I know that a lot of people are like, oh, why should I have to watch this whole TV series to understand what is happening in theatrical releases? I get that. It feels like homework after a while. If you weren't there to experience the event, it wouldn't affect them. Exactly, exactly. But the funny thing is that when that particular Terrigenesis event happened, they actually they sent Shield out worldwide looking for everyone with powers and then took them into Shield. Now, if Xavier got to them first because he could feel them, that would explain how he had his school going. They probably do like fuck the time somehow, merge the timelines. Bam, there you go. At this point, I'm not sure the writers of the MCU are paying attention to it. Yeah, I know. I don't think so either. It just because there is a lot. Also, I know a lot of people that will disagree with me, but I enjoyed the ride that was She-Hulk. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was accurate to a female trying to make their way in the workplace and getting uh, tossed around and taken advantage of, even if she was a like superhero. I appreciated that for what it was. It was a very good rom com uh, legal comedy. She calls this good, and I love the fact that they bring Daredevil back with the same act. Yeah, right, right. There was actually I guess there was an entire Twitter following being like, "Bring it back, bring it back." But I mean, it would have been weird if they didn't bring back that same actor, considering that before She Hulk was released, he was already in Spider Man. Uh, not to acknowledge that Shield was active, Genesis event that could at least build up Civil War, but no, it's true. That is true. Plus, I don't think they really knew what they wanted to do when Civil War happened. Like they said that during that particular point of planning, that a lot of things were very fluid. They were like, yeah, we know that we want Thanos to be a big bad, but they hadn't really planned at the time that the uh the that Vision's gem would be an Infinity Stone. They had not planned that yet. There was a lot that was just kind of floating in the wind. I was more excited about Daredevil coming back than what I thought of She. Okay, I know quite a few people that said that. I was excited for both because I I had watched all of Daredevil. I knew of Daredevil, but I also was really excited for She-Hulk because she hadn't had her story told yet. And I know that there were a lot of people that were like, She-Hulk only got good when Daredevil came in and he should have come in at the beginning. And it's like, this is her story, not his. And I appreciated that they stuck to her story. Netflix Marvel shows were mostly quite good. Yes. Yes, they were. Except for select few. Iron Fist. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what that was. Like, I know that there was quite a bit of triggery kind of stuff in Jessica Jones, but man, did I love it. It was so good. If only DC could get Oh man. Oh man. Have you seen Black Adam? Please tell me you've seen Black Adam. Because my gosh, I don't even know what that was. Was I excited that She-Hulk happened? Yes. Yes, I was. Because She-Hulk is the start door of them bringing in a lot of other Hulk versions. I mean, I also love that she smashes the fourth wall. Like, I know that there were so many complaints that she disregarded the fourth wall and would smash through it, but like that was so integral in the comics. And I don't ever remember hearing anyone ever complain about Deadpool doing it, but She-Hulk does it and everybody throws a fit. Why? I saw the trailer and thought, like, keep in my brain. I see, I see. Yeah, there's a there's a character in it that feels like Ant-Man and Deadpool had a baby, and I didn't understand the purpose of him. Because I did. I tried watching it. I went into it with zero expectations, and it was like the iconic characters that were heroes. You got to the point where you were just like, why is this guy an asshole? Why is that guy just kind of, I don't even know what he's trying to do? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a very noticeable thing. Uh, like you could kind of tell where they were drawing their inspiration off of it, but it just came off kind of like, why is he here? It was supposed to be a. It was really weird because when Walder assigned heroes to bring in, uh, to bring him in, right? To bring in Black Adam, they assigned Hawkman, which I I scarcely remember his name because they only said it once. They brought in Rain. Come on, you know a little bit of DC stuff. You know who the guy is. You're brain farting his name. The guy with the golden helmet. It's like a wizard kind of person, very Doctor Strange-ish, but with helmet. So instead of it being his actual powers, it's the power of the helmet. Uh, with my book, I actually recently added in a part at the end, one of the chapters, that one of the people was breaking the fourth wall in a way. Nice. It's fun. It can be fun when it's done right. Oh, this banner looks going April, stitching the words into a community and loyalty, honor, and valor, and have read for the letters, but it's been a while since I stitched words into anything. Huh? Could you do it with fabric? Like uh back some fabric with some heat and bond and make appliques for them so you can like mathematically space out all the words and make sure they all fit. I know who you're talking about. Right, I don't remember his name. And spoiler alert, something bad happens to him and you don't really care because they don't build up his character at all. Like you feel zero remorse for a bad thing happening. And then the other two people that are in the group for this very important mission of bringing in this ancient superhero that is like kind of trash in the town are two rookies. The uh uh the my brain was trying to figure out a name for between Deadpool and Ant-Man, and it's like Ant Pool, Dead Man. Oh, that's terrible. No. Uh, but it was him, and then this one girl that can control uh wind, I guess. She's like a human hurricane kind of thing. Which she was pretty cool, but she didn't get a whole lot of screen time, and I don't really know much about her, so me. I thought about that, and I melted the yarn. What? What yarn? So I was going to stitch the words. Okay. There's such a disconnect between the DC word and right. Typhoon? Maybe. Maybe. Again, didn't she didn't have a whole lot of screen time. Her design and the actress for her, I would have loved to see more. But instead there was a very I didn't really understand the plot. There was this one really annoying kid that apparently Black Adam really imprinted on, and um, it might have been Typhoon. Though I'm not familiar with like that was the first time that I had seen them. I am a Marvel buff. I don't know a whole lot about DC, which but it makes my friend Sokka to cry because she's the big DC fan and she tries to get me into all these things and I'm just like it's fun, but I don't. It's not something that I would do like in depth theories about and that kind of stuff. Just because it does, it feels very disconnected. Mr. Black, hello, hello, good morning. How are you doing today? Also, Black Adam is villain anti-hero. I mean, so was the iteration that we got of Venom, and that movie was a really fun ride. Okay, you can you can have it both ways. Combo of the two. Mm. Well, if you're applying heat to it, then yeah, that's gonna melt because synthetic yarn is made of plastic. Is that the end of my playlist? It's been 6 hours? No, it couldn't have been 6 hours already. Oh, schnecky, it has been. Well, dang. Well, dang. Um, No, not that. Yeah, we'll do that one. Okay, when you have good writer, it is true. It's true. That is truer words were never spoken. Wait for it to load. Do you see how the folks that gave Batman v Superman? I mean, yes, yes. I had to look very far outside of the box on that one. 5 minutes, 6 hour mark. Yeah, yep, 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 yep. Ladies, gents, and non-binaries, we're doing pretty good. But because, like, again, I wasn't on the up and up for the comics, so it took me a little bit to realize that Lex Luthor was actually a clone of Lex Luthor and not actually even a successful clone, but the only clone that survived. And so he was a bit on the not awesome side. Mr. Flexi, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Clouder. I hope that you're having a great day. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, so that took a bit. The and it's sad. It's sad because I actually liked Batfleck. I I liked the the actor that they picked for that Batman. I because every actor has like that has done Batman tends to either be a really amazing Bruce Wayne or like an exemplary Batman. But I've never seen one that's been like really good at both. And I thought that he actually did really well as both Batman and Bruce. So don't cancel me on that. That's my opinion on how they portrayed it. I mean, it was a really, really, really crappy script. Okay, I am not defending the script at all. Uh, yeah, no, no, writing was garbage. take that, take this, see this writing, see the script for that. Throw it in the. I also, why did it seem like the moment uh Wonder Woman was brought in, like her first movie, ah, so good, so good. And the moment you put her in with a bunch of dudes, they suddenly didn't know how to write her anymore. It was just like, oh, now we've got to have this kind of banter. So we're go. It felt like they turned her into Catwoman, which was a really odd thing to feel. I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. First movie was great. It was so good. So great. And then they go and just it's like, oh man, Superman has to be the one to do the killing blow, even though he can't really he shouldn't be touching the thing. Give it to Diana. Give it to Wonder Woman. Superman, hold her lasso. I did not. Ranty, ranty, rant. So yeah, I did not. I just realized that I have not done the tail for this yet. I don't think we're getting this done tonight, guys. Also, Mr. Black, good morning. I it is almost 3 a.m. I have not slept yet. I hope that your morning is going well. Wonder Woman's first movie was good. Aquaman was so good. Shazam was amazing. Okay, okay. Oh, I appreciated that regardless of what they did in that movie, they never forgot that he is a kid in a grown man's body with superpowers. That was, mm, they nailed that so nicely. Makes me sad that DC is like so hit or miss. Because some of the stuff you just like, keywords here yet. Well, I mean, they got rid of Henry Cavill though. It makes me sad. I'm sorry, he was my Witcher. and and the fact that thank you for the kitty treat. I'm gonna have a couple more crackers and maybe I think I have some cranberries in here. See if I've got some cranberries. But yeah, Henry knew Superman. Like there was a point in gosh in one of the latter movies, but not anything with the Justice League, where when he came back, they were like, "You gotta shave your chest. You gotta have the flat planes, all the muscle, all of that." Um, and he was like, "No, no, Superman is going to have chest hair. I'm not shaving my chest." And they're like, "Superman never has chest hair." And so Henry Cavill marched to his frickin' dressing room, his trailer, right? And he pulls out the Superman comic that has him with chest hair, and then showed it to the director and said that. And so that's what they did. And it was great. It was great that he had that connect. I heard Battinson. Uh, I've heard is pretty good. I recently watched The Batman. Uh, it is very long. It is like a 3 hour movie, which was surprising, but considering what they did in it, uh, I was no longer surprised by that. And again, as I said with the whole he is such a huge nerd, right? How I said with the whole you have the people that are exemplary Bruce Waynes, and then you have those that are amazing Batman. I found that Battinson was really overly emo as Bruce, but as the Bat, he was one of my favorites. He did not disappoint as Batman. Very good. The story was really excellent. It was a side of Batman that you don't really see in a lot of the retellings and stories of him, and I appreciated that. That was a good toss. Sorry for the loud noises. So yeah, uh, if you have a chance to watch the Batman, please do. It is worth your time. Like DC didn't fuck that one up. Yay! And like usual, there's a couple of moments where you're like, yeah, that would have killed him. That definitely would have killed him. And it's like he's supposed to be a normal dude in like a special suit, but with the exposed face, you'd think that some of these things would be hurting him much worse than they do. Um, but other than that, they make a lot of the stuff very realistic. The dude they got for the penguin, really good. Henry Cavill and Man from Uncle. Like immediately thought, now why can't you be like that as Superman directors, script writers for Superman? All Batman. Yeah, no, this was. I am excited to see him in more movies. That says a lot. I was worried I wasn't going to get past the vampire. I'm just gonna put it right out there. I was worried. Um, but I went into it with a clear mind. I was just like, nope, just watch it. Just watch the movie. Go along for the ride. Enjoy it for what it might be. Yeah, it was long, but it was worth every minute. And I'll even say that Catwoman was very believable as a character. That is rare. That is so very rare. But I really liked her. I was really rooting for her. And I will admit, Riddler felt kind of odd. I am hoping that after. Nope, I don't want to give that away. That's a spoiler. Um, the Batman is really new. I don't want to give spoilers. Um, I'm hoping that after what happens in the end, that he will be evolving more into uh, what I would like to see the Riddler become. Ray! Ray, my friend, what are you doing up at this hour? What you doing? What you doing, friend? How are you? I am sorry you have no spoons. But thank you so much for the emotional support, imaginary host. You know I appreciate you, friend. We're talking about the Batman. Um, I've been told I need to see Battinson on the merits of Catwoman and Penguin. Yes, yes, yes. I will back that up. Friends' favorite character is the Riddler. I recall. I was in the chat when we were having that rant during their stream. Which is why I'm reiterating that he was odd, but it was interesting to see how he did his puzzles, uh the use of like social media, um just you can tell that this was someone that had had really been looked down on for his life. So he has an interesting motive, but I don't know. Again, I'm hoping that after what happened at the end, that there will be an evolution there, and that we will uh see more of him in a light that our friends will appreciate more. Zero internet until now. See, we're finally no spoons. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh no, have you been having really awful weather? Is that why you had no internet? I know that that tends to happen sometimes. I would like to see a Batman that tackled mob families in Gotham before jumping into the super crazy film. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is that the Penguin is not at all shown in a way like I think the what was it the Tim Burton one, the Batman Returns, I think. Uh no, this guy feels like a mob boss. This guy is just again, gotta see it. Gotta see it. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yep, yep, yep. How dare you, Snoo? How dare you? You leave my friend alone. You let them have their internet. I am sorry, friend. That high northern hemisphere do be working against you. But yeah, um, no, that's also kind of spoiled. Like I'm not quite sure where in the Batman they are pulling his origin from because this isn't one of those where it's a reboot and you get to see like all of the stuff with his family, which you still see it, but it doesn't start from there and be like, okay, this is how he trained and became the Batman and all of this stuff. He's already established as Batman. He is already established as a vigilante. And so that's something else that I appreciated about that they told a different story for him. And he did not fight the Joker in it. He did not fight the Joker in this movie. Not really. I mean, I could see how it could kind of be interpreted that way, but in most of the iterations that I have seen of Batman, it is always um it's like him just kind of doing what he wants and very often not really having much in the way of repercussions. But in most all of those, they don't really address how people see him, but I recall in a lot of them, it's just like, yeah, he's a vigilante. He does what he does. He beats up people on the streets, all these things. Um, and this is a bit more of a how he went from being just a vigilante to being a hero in the mind of Gotham, if that makes sense. This one honestly feels like you could put it in uh right after the I'm brain farting the actual name of which Batman movie it was. Um but it feels like you could insert this right after the Heath Ledger Joker movie and it would make sense. Like you legitly could do that and it would flow. It would flow really well. But that's just my opinion. Thank you. Yes. You could pop this in right after the Dark Knight and it would flow very nicely. And I don't have like a degree in cinematography or nothing like that. These are just my own opinions uh of someone that watches way too many movies. But it feels like it could fit there really nicely. And yes, I agree. Leave the Joker alone for a little while, all right? Let him just stew in his one-sided romance. He's never gonna return your feelings, Joker, okay? Just drop it. Not the Nolan series, uh, but not. It's not Burton. No, it's not Burton. It's not the animated series. Yeah. Nope, nope. Also, animated series, top tier. Can we just can we have the animated series, Harley, please? Please. I just I adore that she figured out exactly who Batman is because kisses and never told the Joker. Animated, animated Harley is where she came from. Exactly, but I mean, like, can't we just stick with that one? She was best bean. She was best girl. Oh, all right, we got some windows. We got some windows happening. Got some little tiny windows. We exactly, exactly. That is top tier legendary Batman. 100% agree.